Welcome back to News 3 today at 11. Later this month, Chatham County will hold a vote on continuing the Educational Special Purpose Local Option Sales Tax, or ESPLOST. The vote is for or against continuing a 1% use and sales tax for funding projects for educational purposes. Savannah Chatham County Public School Superintendent Dr. Denise and Megan Davidson, SCCPSS Chief Operations Officer, join us now with more. Thank you both for being here today.
It's exciting to be here. Thank you.
It's exciting, but there's a lot going on. Let's talk about ESPLOST, what it is and why it's so important.
Absolutely. There is a lot going on, but ESPLOST represents an opportunity for the community to make a very small investment that will have a significant impact on students. It's an opportunity for us to modernize our facilities, upgrade security and technology so that our employees and our students have world-class facilities to learn and work in.
Okay, so when we talk about ESPLOST, this is the 5th iteration of this penny sales tax. In the past, you've developed a number of things here in our community. You're working on several projects now because of ESPLOST.
Absolutely. So we have some great projects slated for this referendum, and actually the projects are all across the district, all across Chatham County. So we have on the referendum the first high school in Pooler, right? And it's with a KA and an athletic complex. We also have the rebuilding of the STEM Academy. So we've got, and not to mention the HVAC, the roofs, all the other important pieces that go along with ESPLOST and what we can do with that small penny.
Now recently, ESPLOST got a nod of approval from the chamber. How big of a deal is that?
Yeah, it's huge to have that endorsement of support, to be able to go into a room and present out to our business leaders and community. They really understand the economic benefits, both short and long term. They provided feedback, they've engaged us in collaborating around the projects. And just to have them as a partner in how we move this forward has been significant.
When we talk about funding, and we were talking about this before the break, 40%, about 30–40% of this money comes from people outside of Chatham County.
Yes, and I'm so glad you mentioned that, because I think sometimes there's a belief that this is a new tax. It's not a new tax. When you go out to dinner with your family, when you have a cup of coffee in the morning on your way to work, when you make those purchases, you are indeed investing in ESPLOST without even knowing it in many ways. It's not a new tax. It doesn't add to property taxes. And 40% of that comes from our tourist industry. So we benefit from that in many ways and would like to see that continue.
So your biggest challenge now is getting people to understand that they need to get out and vote. What's at stake here?
Well, there's a lot at stake. Because we have an ESPLOST referendum, we do not have to include maintenance and our building new facilities in our general budget, which our taxpayers do contribute to through their property taxes. So having ESPLOST really allows us to be able to do the upgrades we need without having to impact and evaluate our existing general budget. It is the only item on the ballot. I think that is important to note. And we hope that folks are getting out to early vote, or they'll come out on March 18th to cast a vote on this important topic.
And speaking of early voting, that is going on right now through?
So right now you can early vote through March 14th.
Okay.
So get out and use that opportunity to vote. And then the referendum date is March 18th.
Okay, and March 7th, that date, that is the last day that you can
do your absentee ballot. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you want to encourage people to get out and vote. Now let's talk about some of the projects. We touched on it just a little bit, but one of the projects that you will be working on, if this is approved, is renovations to 208 Bull Street.
Yes, absolutely.
That building has been there forever.
A very long time. It is the birthplace of public education in our city and region. It is exciting to be in that building, but it is in need of great repair. One of the innovations that we're bringing to ESPLOST is we're going to also take it back to its original purpose and begin to offer some student programming in addition to housing some of our central office staff. So we'll be engaging our students in an opportunity to learn more about architecture and design. And what better place to learn that than right in downtown Savannah, where there are many beautiful places that have been built historically that the students can learn from. So we're really excited about bringing that opportunity.
Now, we're running out of time, but one last question I have for you today, and that is concerning, you know, the students and people getting involved. You're actually every day talking to people about ESPLOST.
Yes, ma'am. So we are sharing the message about all that we have done here in our community with ESPLOST. So we have went and held parent forums, community events. So we would love to talk to more. If the invitation is extended, please welcome us. We'll be happy to come out and share the message.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and explaining what ESPLOST is. Now, if you'd like to know more, the special election for SCCPSS ESPLOST V is Tuesday, March 18th. Early voting is now through Friday, March 14th. At the Chatham County Board of Elections Complex, Pooler City Hall, and the Islands Library. For more information, just go to our website, wsav.com/SCCPSS ESPLOST. And right now, we'll take a look at our forecast. Good morning, Alyssa.